Welcome to the TheGeeksAttic. Here we are going live without any sort of announcement, as the usual, I guess, for these last few live streams. Don't know why I keep doing that to myself, but that's what I've been doing. Not a good way to draw in a crowd, is it? But just going on unannounced whenever you're just a small, pathetic YouTube channel. Thought I'd go ahead and get on here, give some updates as to what I've been doing lately. That's been a whole lot of nothing, and it's actually kind of enjoyable. I haven't picked up a single book. Um, Actually, no, that's not true. I mean, no, it is true. I listened to an audiobook, Star Wars, uh, Gambit Stealth. Look for a review on that one coming pretty soon. I've got a couple of Star Wars canon books that I'm going to be reviewing soon. I actually planned on doing that tonight, but it is past 10 p.m. Central Time, and I'm just too exhausted to film a review. I didn't want to deal with the hassle of filming and then editing and then scheduling a release. So I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to go live. I'm going to go live and probably just be here for like 30 minutes, to say hi to everybody. And some people are coming in here right now. Got the Blue Pig, the Geeks Attic. Well, hey, the Blue Pig. And Joey says, yo, buddy, your hair looks awesome. Thank you. Just kind of let it go. Not sure how much longer I'll be able to take it. Might cut it into a mullet soon. That'd be kind of funny, wouldn't it? The Blue Pig says, Sledging Gambit, Wilkins' favorite. See, I'm not going to get into it here. I want to save that for a review. But there are like 4 other books that I have reviews written for that I do need to record and release. I just haven't had the passion to record. I haven't had the passion to sit down and read a book lately. Like, I haven't been reading anything. Like I said, I just listened to Stealth, the Gambit Stealth Clone Wars novel. But I have 2 other audiobooks, those re-releases for the Essential Legends canon. We've got Maul, Shadowhunter, and the Krytos Trap, right? I have those 2, but I haven't listened. So I just don't have any passion to read Star Wars right now. It's strange. I've been playing video games. I'm going to read this comment. Joe's Media Cabinet says, my bookshelf is finally full, and I don't know when I'm going to buy a new book. Well, hey, catch up on your reading. Read the stuff on your shelf now. And then when that's done, buy new books and then put those in front of your old books. The Blue Pig says, are you going to pick up Matt Wilkins' Tales from the Galaxy books? I don't know. I'm not... Wait, Matt Wilkins, did he write some Tales from the Galaxy books? If so, then sure, why not? I haven't really been watching anything on YouTube either. No reading, no watching YouTube, just playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, I'm still playing that game. I bought that game when it came out a couple years ago. Haven't beat it yet. In story mode, 60% of the way through, but I haven't been playing story mode. I've actually just been exploring and hunting, so catching up on some things that I didn't pay attention to in the game, and it's been kind of fun doing that. It's relaxing. I also found Rare Replay in the Microsoft store. It was like $7.99, something like that, and then it has a bunch of games, old games, like things that you'd play on Nintendo, like Battletoads. That's in there. It's got Banjo-Kazooie, which the kids have been playing, but I have also been playing Perfect Dark, which is a game that I loved on Nintendo 64 because it was so similar to 007 GoldenEye, but it's like sci-fi. It is a fun game, and I'm having trouble beating it. stuck on a level and I can't seem to get through it. It's so weird. Like, how did I do it as a kid and I can't get through it now? It's so silly. Cody Sparks says, I'm also losing a little bit of motivation to read Star Wars more lately. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know. And, I'm going to have an announcement here in just a few minutes about some Star Wars stuff. The Blue Pig says, Burnout. Yeah, I guess so. Um, Joe's Media Cabinet. Do you pre-order your copy of Halloween Ends? No, I completely forgot about that. Um, Honestly, I don't know that I even was aware of another Halloween movie coming out. um, Red Dead 2, this is Cody, says Red Dead 2 is a good game to be playing, though. So, good choice. Yes. Yes. It's a lot of fun, relaxing, sit back, just zone out playing a game. But for Star Wars, the last book review that I did for Star Wars on this channel and Tuscan Reader was The Princess and the Scoundrel, which was a book that I enjoyed. And I heard some people were like, "Oh, is it just an advertisement for their cruise ship or hotel, whatever it is?" I don't know what it is, honestly. I don't pay attention to this stuff anymore. I try to ignore it, and all I want to do is read the books. But lately, I've been not wanting to read the books. Just things are getting way too out of hand. With the fan base is kind of annoying me. The direction that they're taking is irritating, and I think The Princess and the Scoundrel is going to be my last canon book. I refused to read one of their the YA novel, the last High Republic novel that they released for the YA. I chose not to read that one. Padawan, I had a bad feeling about that book, and hearing the reviews, I'm glad I skipped it. I had that book in advance, but for some reason, I had this gut feeling that it was just going to be awful, and I never read it. So, hearing those reviews, I'm glad I passed. Rob D, hello, Rob D. I have just so much to read. It's starting to get overbearing. There's just too much content around me between YouTube, books, comics, TV shows, movies, etc. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like, why am I giving all of my attention to this stuff when, like, it just makes you feel overwhelmed? Like, I've got my own stories that I would like to write, and I dedicate all of my time to reading other people's material, other people's art. Like, what does that do for me? You know what I mean? It's like I'm not doing anything for myself, just entertaining myself. But then you're forcing yourself to entertain yourself. It's more of a job than it is actually entertaining yourself. So it's nice to have not been reading lately. It has been nice. It's like a vacation, and I'm scared that I am kind of scared that I'm gonna be like not wanting to read anymore at all. Because in my youth I was like, books are stupid, and then I read a Star Wars book. I read Death Troopers, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And then I became addicted to books. And then I haven't stopped reading Star Wars since. Between Expanded Universe and the new canon, I just keep going back and forth. And that, yeah, like the Blue Pig said, burnout. Yeah, it hit. It really has hit. And, with Star Wars, I've always had my ups and downs with it. Like, oh, I need to take a break. I'm going to read another book, which I have been reading other books occasionally. I have a horror novel that I got early. I have read it. I've got the review written out. I just need to record it. But my passion for even recording videos has kind of died down. It's like my my brain just wants to take a break from all of it. Even tonight, like I mentioned the start of this video, like, oh, I should just record a Star Wars book review. And then I was like, no, it's kind of late. I don't want to go through that whole process of recording, editing, posting. I'll just go live and talk stuff. And then I thought, even like before I hit the live, I was like, maybe I should just not and just go play Red Dead Redemption. um, So I think it was a good choice. It's nice talking to these familiar names here. Alex Kors says, I lost interest in Star Wars canon books for a while. I am happy that this started the expanded universe, or started, that I started the expanded universe for Star Wars. Yes. Reading that a little bit backwards there. But yeah, the Star Wars expanded universe, it just has such a different feel than the canon does. Canon kind of feels like a chore. I wonder if that's because it has all this new material that's coming out, like comic books, the shows, which I have no interest in the shows, which I've stressed that so many times here. We won't get into that again. But when the comic books, back when I read those, I was like, no, I'm cutting these out. I'm done. And then I told myself maybe I should back off the Star Wars canon, but I kept reading it. I made a meme about that and I posted it on Twitter. I don't know if I posted it anywhere else. It made me laugh. I'll see if I can throw it here up on my computer and show everybody here if you guys haven't seen it. That is, if I could even find it, because I know that it's not on. But you know what? It probably is in my photo library because I haven't cleaned that off in a couple months. Yeah, there it is at the top. I'm going to throw it up here for you guys because it's true. This is, I think I posted this when that Shadow of the Sith novel came out. Is that what it was called? Yeah, Shadow of the Sith, which I did not like, but a lot of people did like it. To each their own. I've got to remember how to throw it up here for you. Media, let's see, upload. Sorry, gonna figure this out real quick. Just about there. I've got it. But there's been some other things going on with me that has probably led to my disinterest in a lot of these books. We can get into that another time or tonight. I don't know. Where in the world? Okay, here we go. Got it. And here we go. Let's see if it'll even fit on the screen. There we go. Can we see that? Let's go solo mode. No more Star Wars canon for me. Can't take it anymore. Then we move on, throwing on some makeup. A new book with Luke after Return of the Jedi. Interesting. And then, wow, Lando is in it too. Oh man, Rey's family history. Got to learn about that because we don't really know anything. Don't know that much. Exploring the lore of the Sith. Getting more clownish. And then finally, a book that has some answers to the questions from The Force Awakens. And then finally, full clown face. Welcome to the TheGeeksAttic Star Wars book review. That is how I felt. But I think the clown makeup is finally coming off for real this time. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not going to put in requests for any new canon books. Rob D says Star Wars canon needs to own its own version of the new Jedi Order, or at least something totally new, like a story set 100,000 years before A New Hope. That'd be cool. But I don't know. I don't know if it would be cool because then I'd want to read it, and I want to be done with the canon because I don't like the way they keep throwing stuff in there that I don't like. Joey's Media Cabinet. I'm stumbling over my words. Joe's Media Cabinet. Do you think because October is coming up and it's basically spooky season, can you do a video showing off your horror movie novels? Yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to take note of that, and I'll do that for you, Joe. I have some decent horror novelizations. I had a bunch of horror novels too that I never read. I can just throw that in and show all the spooky books that I have, except for the Goosebumps books, because I showed all of those in a live stream once before. I would like to review the Goosebumps books. Those kids' books. I've got some here on my desk. Here's one. Which one is this? Monster Blood. Goosebumps. I mean, these would be fun books to read. I thought I'll read these and review them, but I'm not making the promise that that's what I'm going to do here on the channel, but I think it would be fun to do. So I just showed you that. You know what? Why don't I show you some stuff that I found at a thrift store? I've just got 3 things here. Um, I found a soundtrack. Well, it's a CD. I'm going to cover up one of the images because it's kind of a perverted image, but it's Focus on Hollywood, and it's got quite a few themes from movies and TV shows. But the movies, it's got The Never Ending Story, E.T., Karate Kid Part 3, The Magnificent Seven, The Man with the Harmonica, never even heard of that. The love theme from Top Gun, Rambo, and Bonnie and Clyde. So it's got a couple things from some soundtracks. I thought that was cool I think I paid $1.98 for it. That's not true. It was cheaper than $1.98. That's what the tag is, but I think it was like 50 cents. I found Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on VHS. The copy that I have somewhere, probably, I think it's still at my parents' house somewhere in a box in the attic or in their garage now. But the original cassette tape that I have is the clamshell case in a hardcover. This is that paper cover. So that was a cool find. I want to put that on the back display right here on the bookshelf. And this one for 22 cents, Joey, you're going to like this one. I found John Carpenter's The Thing VHS. And of course, I don't have a VCR anymore, but I wanted to get these because I think VHS tapes are cool as little displays. And having the little mini poster on the cover is pretty awesome. But the box, not in the best shape, but pretty decent. It's still all one piece, which is really cool. But yeah, I thought that was 2 cool VHS tapes in a day. Why not? There is a book that I found, and I don't have it up here with me. It was a very interesting thing that we can talk about here too. I want to read the comments here. Rob D says, "What is your favorite movie, TV series, car?" My sister got me the Back to the Future DeLorean, specifically from the first movie, without the Mr. Fusion. Well, I would have to say my favorite movie car is Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters. That is my absolute favorite. In second place, it's got to be the DeLorean from Back to the Future. That's just an iconic car. Sorry, I should have hit the mute button. I had a couple pretzels before I went live. I think I'm choking on some of that. But the Mystery Mobile from Scooby-Doo, that van, that's a good one too. And let's see, what's another good movie car? I guess the Scooby-Doo one would be from a TV show, so that might be my top TV show car. And of course, Jurassic Park Jeep is always cool too. Which there's one in Oklahoma City that I see driving around, which is awesome. Joe's Media Cabinet says, "I've been meaning to do this idea too. Maybe my next video, I'll show off my horror movie novels. Also doing some Universal Halloween Horror Nights videos right now as well." Awesome. Everybody needs to go subscribe to Joe's Media Cabinet. I dig his logo that he got. Pretty nice, pretty fancy. So this book that I picked up that I don't have, I logged on to Twitter a couple days ago. It was last week. Was it last Friday? And it said that person's name. I'm not going to say the name right now. I'm out of focus. One, because I don't remember it, and 2, it's like such a I guess controversial to some people, some organizations. What is this camera doing? Come on, there we go. Focus. Someone got stabbed. An author got stabbed, and I didn't know who the guy was. It didn't say author was stabbed. It had the person's name was stabbed before speech or at a speech. And for some reason, I was like, I got to look up this person. I don't know who they are. Usually, when I see something like that, you're like, oh man, that's sad. Lord help them, let them, everybody be okay. Scroll on. But I was like, who is this person? And I looked him up, and it was an author who wrote a book. But this person was like uh, hated by some people, and there was a hit put on his head. Uh, uh, Big religious organization wanted him killed, and I was like, "That's interesting." This is like back in the '80s um, when this book came out, and I was like, "Wow, okay, that's crazy, interesting." And then went on with my day. I went to the thrift store at the end of the day after when I got off work on my way home because I was like, it's like close to my house. There's this. It's the closest bookstore basically is going to this thrift store where they have some bookshelves there. Um, and I'm looking at the books and I don't really see anything. I just found Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle VHS. I'm like, okay, 22 cents. I'll just get this. And then there's this cart. I turn around, the cart that they recently brought out to put books on the shelf. Sitting on the top was the book, and it's called. I'll say the title because I remember the title. The Satanic Verses. So it's sitting right there, and I'm like, that's that book that irritated an entire religious organization, a country, like put out a hit on this author's head to have him killed, and it's sitting right there on top of this cart. So it's like, wow, I'm supposed to get that book. So I got the book. But I thought that was a very weird, interesting thing, to see the story of the guy getting stabbed, having the interest in looking up, okay, who is this person? Seeing that it's an author, he wrote this certain book. People wanted him dead, and I'm like, wow, okay. And then there's the book right there for me to pick up for $1. So um, I don't know if that's fate. Like, oh, you have to read this book. Uh, so I'm gonna read it eventually. It's a pretty long book. I don't know if anybody here has heard of it or not, but yeah, I found a copy of the Satanic Verses, and it's a very controversial book apparently. Rob D says the DeLorean is probably my third favorite. My top two are the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard and Herbie the Love Bug. I remember Herbie. I used to watch those old movies when I was a kid. That was the reason why I always wanted a Beetle. When I was like, oh, my first car, I wanted to be a Beetle or a Jeep. Wound up getting the Jeep. So still have a love for those old Beetles. They're nice. They're cool. I have something that I'll share at another time in another video about why I think I've been pulled away from the Star Wars material. There's a bigger reason why than just what I've been saying. Like I disagree with what they're doing. Being overwhelmed with all the books that they keep coming out with. I don't want to get into it now. It's almost 10:30. Getting tired, and it's a lot more to say. Probably I might do it on a live stream. Put me on the spot to make me try to do it and get more comfortable with saying certain things. Adam Bryant, hello, what up, dude? I just got wanted to put a video out. Decided to go be lazy and just go live instead of record and edit and then post and then make a thumbnail, which eventually I'll have to make a thumbnail for this one. But I speaking of like the dying out love for reading Star Wars, like it sucks because I created a Star Wars channel, like strictly Star Wars, Tuscan Reader, which then I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it just expanded universe, and people were like, no, you got to do both. So I was like, okay, I'll do both. But now I'm just gonna cut it down to expanded universe again. And then I get comments of people saying like, why do you have two channels? That's weird. But the reason why is because it's supposed to reach a different audience, because not everybody is finding my Star Wars reviews here on the TheGeeksAttic, or maybe they heard the name before and they thought, oh man, this guy doesn't like books because It has things that he doesn't agree with. What an idiot, So I grabbed a different audience, mostly over there. That's the reason why I have two channels, is to reach out to different people. And the TheGeeksAttic just doesn't scream out Star Wars like a Tuscan Reader does, So hopefully that clears up some stuff with people here that have a question, instead of me answering it all the time over on Tuscan Reader, so to reach out to other people. I released a 1-minute episode over there because I haven't posted anything over there for a couple weeks. And I wanted to let people know, because it was supposed to be a podcast first, originally podcast. And then I was like, you know what? I want to throw a YouTube channel up and just post the podcast over there, like a video format of that podcast. And then I started to kind of do more reviews over there. So it's just I'm cutting out all Canon material. And Matt Wilkins here shows up. I don't care about those other people. Give us more EU reviews. Exactly. That's what I'm going to do. I've got several books that I need to get recorded, or reviews recorded to release, because I've got 3 or 4 Clone Wars novels that I've read. Just need to release those reviews. There is a book that I did read in the Clone Wars era that is my review is probably going to surprise some people, because my opinion differs quite a bit from what other people have been saying about these books. Whether it's good or bad, I'm not going to say just yet. The wait for those reviews. Alex Core says, do you think that you might do review on different fantasies like The Lord of the Rings or Brandon Sanderson? I would like to read The Lord of the Rings. I really would. That would be fun. I have the books. Just need to read it. I have Dune as well. Just the first book. I would like to read that one. I like World of Warcraft novels. I'd like to read more of those. The James Bond books. That'd be fun to get back into. Kind of get into these little habits of starting a series and then not finishing it, like Indiana Jones novels. That'd be fun to get into and review those too. But I've got to focus heavy on expanded universe before I really branch out and stick to fantasy series. Matt says, how do we get fabulous hair like yours? Well, Matt, you had fabulous hair in 2020, but you cut it off. But are you going to let it go again? You going to let it grow? Is that a Disney song, the Let It Grow, talking about hair? They're the one that everybody hates on the radio? Or is it? Yeah. Well, let's move on. Joe's Media Cat says, hello, Adam, buddy. Same question for you. Teen Wolf or True Blood? Teen Wolf or True Blood? Okay, I'm seeing a question from Joe's Media Cabinet up at the top. Yeah, which would you be more interested in, Teen Wolf or True Blood? I don't know anything about True Blood. Teen Wolf, the original movie with what's his face? What is his name? See, this happens when I go live. I forget everybody's name. Great actor, guy from Back to the Future. Jeez, Michael J. Fox. That Teen Wolf. That's the movie that I remember. I liked it back in the day. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Probably not what I remember, though. Probably a weird movie. Matt Wilkins says, when are you coming back on a more civilized age? When are you going to have another one? I haven't been doing anything lately. Like my passion for recording anything died over the last few weeks, along with reading any sort of books. And on Thursdays, when I'd think like, oh, maybe I need to go record, that's when I'd get lazy and change my mind and then get caught up doing something else. But hey, let me know. Send me messages, man. Let me know when you're going to record next. Joe's Media Cabinet says, what about EA game reviews? It takes me a very long time to get through video games. Like I said, Red Dead Redemption 2, still playing it, bought it when it came out, only 60% into the story mode. Matt Wilkins says, what's your favorite type of pizza? Well, pepperoni. I like pepperoni. Just regular crust, pepperoni. If I want to get fancy, I'll order like chicken Alfredo pizza, like just Alfredo sauce, cheese, chicken, uh, throw in some spinach and some black olives. That's my fancy pizza. The Blue Pig says, Wilkins, you should rejoin Discord, but only join the Blue Pig server, not Noah's. Cody Sparks says, have you picked Wheel of Time back up lately? No, I haven't. My bookmark is still sitting in the middle of book 5. That's sad, isn't it? It's so sad. I really need to finish reading that book. Maybe I should get the audiobook. I know they have audiobooks, and I did listen to the first 3 in audiobook. After I read them, I wanted to I need to go back and listen to these books before I move on. And the narrators, I got so tired of hearing their voices. That I picked up another audiobook not too long ago. I can't remember what it was, but it was the guy that did the Wheel of Time. And when he started talking, I just immediately returned that audiobook back to the library because I just couldn't stand it. So going back to listen to them again before I pick up book 5, probably out of the question. I really need to probably watch some good reviews, I think Matt, you did podcasts not too long ago reviewing each book. I need to go back and listen to those before I pick up book 5. But I should probably really get through the Clone Wars era before I do something like that, because I would like to get a good chunk of the books knocked out. At least get through one era, the Rise of the Empire era, which for some reason I separated in my head as the Clone Wars and Rise of the Empire, but I guess all classified under Rise of the Empire. Joe's Media Cabinet says, don't forget the Assassin's Creed novel. See, I never played an Assassin's Creed game. Adam Bryant says, I need to finish more of the Indiana Jones books too. Yeah. And Teen Wolf with Michael J. Fox. Yeah. And Joe says that he was talking about the TV shows. Yeah, I didn't even know they had a TV show of Teen Wolf, and never heard of True Blood. And Adam hasn't seen those shows either. Eagle One Pizza. Adam knows. Eagle One Pizza is incredible. If you're ever in Oklahoma, Eagle One Pizza. They have Greek stuff there too. Just the gyros. They have a gyro pizza. And I used to be a gyro person, but I've decided to call it a gyro because I guess that's what you're supposed to call it. Joe's Beauty Cabinet, if you had the opportunity, would you get the novel for Fright Night? I believe I have that one digitally. I don't have my Kindle up here with me, but Amazon does have it, I believe, print on demand by that Encyclopocalypse, whatever. It's something like that. You can find it on Amazon where they're doing reprints of it, but I'm not sure if it's trade or mass market paperback size, but trade paperback, so a little bit bigger than a mass market paperback. And Cody Sparks says the narrators are Michael Kramer and Kate Reddings, I believe. Really great they are. They were good. I just think the tone of their voice started to drive me crazy after. I mean, how long were those audiobooks? Like 17 hours per book or something like that. I could be exaggerating. I remember them being long. Maybe we should look that up. How long are the Wheel of Time audiobooks? See, and like a friend of mine introduced me to this series. And he told me how like the outcome of 2 of the characters before I got to those books where that outcome happened. And I was like, I'll forget by the time I get to it. Yeah, I didn't forget. For some reason, those spoilers stuck with me. And it took me like 6 years to get through those first 4 books. Um, wow. How long is the Wheel of Time audiobook experience? Well, all said and done, the audiobooks total 19 days, 5 hours, and 25 minutes of material. Wow. Wow. The first book, Eye of the World, 29 hours. Wow. That's crazy. The It audiobook is 45 hours. Yeah, pass. Pass. Joe's Media Captain says, I would love to see a novelization of the South Park movie, and I would buy the audiobooks if it was Matt Stone and Trey Parker doing the voices. That's funny. I used to watch South Park back in my college days. Surprised to see that it's still going. Adam says, I once saw the audiobook for the Bible. It is 72 hours. Yeah. Are you talking about the King James version with James Earl Jones? I almost bought that once. To have Darth Vader and Mufasa reading the Bible, that's just epic. At Joe's Media Cabinet, I would buy the mass market for it, but it's still thick. Yeah, it's a pretty big book. I mean, wouldn't the paperback just kind of fall apart because it's so thick? I can imagine it just like breaking in half, the spine. Since Adam joined in here, Adam, I don't know if you saw this part, but I remember I sent you a message about the thing, but I don't know if I showed you that I found a copy of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on VHS as well. It's funny. It's textured. The turtles, they kind of stuck off of the box there. That's funny. But yeah, it's a good condition. We need to get a VCR and see if these work. Play them. This is funny. Not funny. It's rude. It's just straight rude. I don't care that the cassette tape or audio tapes. No. What am I doing? That the VHS tapes are no longer a thing. But I mean, come on. Rewind the movie. I wonder where that's at. I wonder where they stopped playing it. It's kind of like in the middle. It said, "Be kind, rewind." Man, I miss Blockbuster. Rowdy says, because it is like 1,200 pages, half of which is just Stephen King writing down what he saw when he was coked out of his mind. And Adam says, I want to get the new hardcover of The Shining. And he saw that TMNT tape. It's pretty awesome. Also on the VHS of The Thing. Nice. Yeah, I was like, it was weird because I was walking around in the thrift store and I was like, man, it'd be so cool to find a copy of The Thing on VHS. And I went to the VHS section, didn't see it, and I was like, I'll keep my eye open for it. Went to a different part of the store and they had like 10 VHS tapes sitting on a different shelf and The Thing was on it. So I was like, interesting. So I had to buy it for 22 cents. Matthew says you can get them on Blu-ray. Yeah. I have the DVD of the Turtles. I don't have the Blu-ray of The Thing. I had the HD DVD of The Thing. Remember the HD DVD? Does anybody remember that before it busted? I need to get a digital copy of the Turtles and The Thing because I like both of those movies. The Thing, very interesting horror sci-fi, you know. Adam got it at half-price books. Nice. Cody Sparks says, I wonder how long the Stand audiobook is. I don't know. Not a Stephen King fan. Of course, I've never read his books. Just the guy's a weirdo. I do have one Stephen King book Pet Cemetery in paperback. Adam says, last I saw The Thing, it was worth over $50 online. Wow. And I got it for 22 cents. What a deal. George says, hey, mate, hope you're doing well. He didn't say doing. I added the doing. Hope you're well. I am well. Thank you. Hope you're well, George. Joe's Media Cabinet says, I'm still scared to watch The Thing. Wait, have you not watched The Thing? Like all the way through? Or you're scared when you watch it? Like it still scares you when you watch it? Like the one thing that still freaks me out, or I guess kind of grosses me out, is Pet Cemetery. The lady, Zelda, right? Like her spine is like showing through her robe and like her face is all skeletal. Freaks me out. Still, it just grosses me out. Joe says, I have The Shining mass market and the Doctor Sleep mass market. Would love to own the novel of The Thing. I actually do have a novelization of The Thing. Got it at a great price on eBay. Adam says, The Stand is 47 hours and 47 minutes. Just checked. Wow. So long. Jeez. It's like, how does somebody write that much material? Oh, I know why, because they don't read other people's material. They just write their own. That's where we're failing. Cody says you should read his Dark Tower series, one of the best. I've heard it was pretty good. I saw they had a comic book series of that, and Half Price Books had a bunch of them at one time, and I almost got them, but they were missing like number 2. So I was like, or volume 2, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'll just not worry about it. Don't think I ever would have read it. I still have a lot of comics that I haven't read that I picked up, like World of Warcraft. I have all of the comic books, all of that manga stuff or manga, whatever, all the novels. Minus one book. I still have one book that I need to get for Warcraft, but I read 4 volumes of the comic for World of Warcraft, and it was fun, like actually sitting down and reading them instead of just like letting them pile up dust. It was like, oh wow, okay, cool story, and it enhanced reading the next novel just because there was like history that carried over, and I was like, oh wow, it all really does tie together. Very cool. Adam says, would read a novelization for Sleepaway Camp if there was one. I will pass. If there was a novelization for that one movie that we watched, oh man, what was that Christmas movie? Why can't I think of it right now? We did a watch along to it. Adam was there. Jeremy was there. Man, what was that called? Somebody help me out here. My mind goes blank. It's 10:46. Getting tired. Pet Cemetery would be a good one to own for audiobook since the narrated by Michael C. Hall. I'll have to look into that one because I want to read that novel. And I guess the audiobook would help get me through it. Cody Sparks says the comic series didn't make it that far. Okay, so good thing I didn't start collecting it then. Nice. Joe says, I thought there was a novel for Sleepaway Camp. Still need to get the Mortal Kombat movie novel. Yeah, that one I think is getting more difficult to find, I think, the Mortal Kombat. At least it was for a while. Garbage Day. Yeah, that's what Adam. Yeah, the movie Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. That's it. That definitely needs to be turned into a novelization. I would read that annually and be like, oh gosh, that was such a silly movie. So funny. That actor. Garbage Day. Man, we got to do another watch along. Adam, we got to do another one. If it's still online. What was that app? Pluto or Tubi? One of those free movie websites where we watched it. Rob D says Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 1. Oh, no, Part 2, Garbage Day. Yeah. I was there for that watch along. Thank you, Rob D. Such a funny movie. Unintentionally funny, I believe. That's something that I could start doing again, is the watch alongs. That was fun. Even though it was like kind of lame that we can't put the movie up in the corner, which I guess no one can do. Be fun to do that again. Just find something that's available that everybody can watch on a free site, and tune in and just do a live commentary and watch along. Hopefully all the ads line up, because I think that was the problem we had last time, is some of the ads were in different places. And Adam says he's down to do another watch along as long as it's not for the Bye Bye Man. Oh man, yeah, that was awful. That was awful. Joe says, I have some movies that would be awesome movie novels. The Wayne's World movies, Beetlejuice, and the Austin Powers movies. And the audiobooks would all be the OG actors. That'd be cool. The Wayne's World. I don't think I've ever seen a Wayne's World movie. I've seen clips, but I've never actually seen the movie. And I still want a novelization for Big Trouble in Little China. That would be awesome. Even Evil Dead or Army of Darkness. I want novelizations for those. That would be cool. What's another one? Beetlejuice would be a good one. And Joe would be down for a watch along. We'll do that. We're going to have to do that pretty soon. That might be some fun live stream material. And now that I've got this nice, logo free live stream software where I can have some guests on here, that'd be nice. I'd like to do that. I think I can have like 6 people at a time on here. I don't know. I'll have to see. Because I think it'd be fun to do like a big watch along where everybody's chiming in. Then nobody would be watching. We'd all just be watching a movie together live without an audience. Yeah, Evil Dead movies would be awesome. Well, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and log off of here. It's almost 11. I got to work tomorrow. I'm already really tired. Thanks for chiming in. I'll have to hopefully get my drive back to record some reviews and pick up some books to read, because it's been kind of strange, like not wanting to do anything. Driving me crazy a little bit, but also kind of enjoying playing some video games. But anyway, thanks again. Hope you all have a great night. Alex says, I hope everyone has a blessed day. Well, Alex, I hope you have a blessed day. Evan, you missed it. It's okay. You really didn't miss anything. Just hanging out. Next time I will put like, hey guys, going live tonight, because it's like every time I go live, there's that one person that shows up late and is like, crap, I missed it. So I'm sorry. I didn't let anybody know beforehand that I went live. And next time we'll have something more fun and interesting to talk about. So guys, be safe. Be aware of your surroundings, and be watchful, because times are crazy. I hope you all have a good night. God bless. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye now.